Shut your mouth right now, because every word you speak is giving away your position. The loudest person in the room, always the weakest, always. They're screaming because they're afraid no one will notice them otherwise. They're announcing their moves like a chess player, calling out their strategy before the game even starts. Pathetic. You see them everywhere. The guy at the bar talking about his big plans. The coworker bragging about the deal he's about to close. The friend who can't stop explaining why he's right. And what happens? They get outmaneuvered, outsmarted, destroyed. Because while they were busy running their mouths, someone quieter, someone smarter was watching, learning, waiting. Let me tell you something about real power. It doesn't announce itself. Power doesn't scream. Power whispers. Power sits in the corner with a slight smile, watching everyone else expose their weaknesses, their fears, their plans. And when the moment comes, they strike, and no one saw it coming. The world rewards the loud temporarily, but it belongs to the silent permanently. Think about the most dangerous people you know, the ones who actually get things done, the ones who actually win. They're not the ones posting their entire lives online. They're not the ones constantly justifying their existence. They're ghosts, shadows, and by the time you realize they were there, the game is already over. Now, let's talk about why silence is so terrifying. When you stop talking, something happens in the other person's brain. A panic, a void. Humans are psychologically wired to fill silence. It makes them uncomfortable, anxious. And in that anxiety, they reveal everything. You stay quiet, and suddenly they're explaining themselves, justifying their position, showing you their hand without you asking a single question. That's control. You're not doing anything, and yet you're pulling their strings like a puppet master. Robert Greene wrote in The 48 Laws of Power, always say less than necessary. The more you talk, the more common you appear, and the less control you have. When you speak less than necessary, you create an aura of mystery. People become obsessed with figuring you out. They project their fears onto you. They imagine you're more powerful, more intelligent, more dangerous than you might even be. And the beautiful part? You didn't have to do anything. You just shut up. Predators in nature don't roar before they hunt. They go silent. They observe. They calculate. A lion doesn't announce its attack. It waits in the grass, invisible, patient, and when the prey is vulnerable, snap, over. That's what you need to become. Not a peacock showing its feathers, a wolf in the shadows. When someone insults you, when someone challenges you, when someone tries to provoke you, silence is your weapon. Watch them scramble. Watch them get uncomfortable. Watch them start explaining themselves, apologizing, backtracking, all because you gave them nothing. You became a mirror reflecting their own insecurity back at them. That's psychological warfare at its finest. Now here's how you actually use this. The 3-second stare. Someone insults you. Someone tests you. Someone tries to get a reaction. You look at them. 3 seconds. No blinking, no expression, just a cold, predatory stare. You know what happens? They break every single time, because in those 3 seconds, they're not seeing anger or fear. They're seeing nothing, and nothing is terrifying. Silence is not passive. Let me repeat that. Silence is not passive. It's an attack. It's a power move disguised as restraint. When you refuse to engage, when you refuse to defend yourself, when you refuse to explain, you're sending a message. You're not worth my words. That destroys people more than any insult ever could. In negotiations, use silence. State your price, then shut up. The first person to speak loses. They'll start lowering their demands, offering more, filling the void you created. In arguments, use silence. Let them rant. Let them tire themselves out. Then when they're done, when they're breathless and angry and exhausted, you speak one sentence: calm, controlled, devastating. Game over. Practice this. When someone asks you something invasive, something designed to make you explain yourself, smile slightly and say nothing. When someone tries to provoke you with an accusation, nod once and walk away. When someone demands to know your next move, let them wonder. The kings of the underworld don't make threats. They don't argue. They don't justify. They decide. They act. And if you're lucky, you don't see them coming. That's the energy you need to embody. Let your actions be loud. Let your results be deafening. But your words, scarce, calculated, expensive. Because the less you say, the more weight each word carries. The less you reveal, the more powerful you become. Let them guess your next move. Let them stay awake at night wondering what you're thinking. Let them fill the silence with their own paranoia. And when they finally think they've figured you out, strike and disappear back into the shadows where you belong. Silence isn't weakness. It's the weapon they'll never see coming. Now shut up and become dangerous.